We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, leaving many of us caught in a persistent state of high alert. When stress manifests as physical tension or pain, we treat the body like a faulty machine. We aggressively analyze the issue, diagnose the exact failure, and force it away through intense physical therapy. But modern neuroscience offers a different explanation through something called interoceptive predictive coding. This is the biological process where your brain actively constructs your entire sense of self, using the constant stream of physical signals rising up from your organs and tissues. If chronic stress scrambles those bottom-up signals into static, your actual sense of identity begins to splinter. You feel hypervigilant, or you collapse. Mechanical pulling cannot repair an identity feeling biologically under threat. When grief or trauma goes unresolved, it physically locks into our tissues. Ancient yogic texts described these dense, fixed patterns as granthis, or energetic knots. To unwind these patterns, we have to look past isolated muscles and bones to a hidden, body-wide organ that mystics mapped out thousands of years ago. For centuries, those ancient blueprints were dismissed as spiritual metaphors. Today, medical researchers are discovering the exact biological pathways they described. The Taittiriya Upanishad, a classical Indian text, outlines an intricate map of human anatomy, detailing an expansive network of pathways known as the nadis that channel energy throughout the system. Modern biology has finally caught the scent of this map. We now know it as the fascial network. While often viewed as passive tissue, fascia functions as a continuous, mechanosensitive organ, pulsing with bioelectric signals. Electricity travels through this network faster than your nervous system, bypassing standard nerve routes entirely. It also possesses 10 times the sensory endings found in muscle. The energy body described by early seers is a sensitive, measurable biological lattice existing beneath your skin. Take the case of a subject named Fletcher, who carried years of old grief lodged physically in his diaphragm. Instead of trying to massage or force the tension away, he adopted a strategy of non-interference. He was instructed to place his attention directly inside the feeling of the knot, simply listening to it while using a slow, spacious breathing rhythm known as kumbhaka. With every exhale, Fletcher released the effort of trying to fix himself. He simply stopped being a person in search of a cure. Within 4 minutes, monitors showed his heart rate variability climbing into coherent, low-frequency bands, and his vagal tone, a key indicator of nervous system relaxation, deepens significantly. This page from the original research documents the secondary reactions. High-resolution ultrasound detected measurable waves of interstitial fluid flowing through his previously locked tissues. Simultaneously, the tissue began emitting coherent patterns of light, biophotons, triggering an immediate drop in inflammation markers. Ancient practitioners called this sequence prana-clearing ama, or energy-clearing toxins. Today, laboratory measurements verify that applying simple, non-judgmental attention can change the chemical and fluid state of living human tissue. But the drop in inflammation and the physical unwinding of Fletcher's fascia were merely byproducts. They were not the core of the healing. Fletcher recognized that the tension in his body was made of the same luminous silence that births superclusters. He saw that the knot was never separate from Sat, the unshakable wholeness of being. Clinical data from 2024 to 2026 shows that combining this style of self-inquiry with breathwork produces massive drops in allostatic load, the physiological wear and tear of stress, that persist even at 6-month follow-ups. This recognition of wholeness acts as a biological signal, triggering a measurable and sustained reorganization of the autonomic and immune systems. You can test this architecture right now. Sit comfortably and bring your attention to the entire inner volume of your body at once. Notice where you feel density or tightness, but make no effort to fix or change it. This text outlines a direct application of the research. As you hold your attention on the tension, ask yourself silently, without expecting an answer, who is the one who feels this tightness? Take deep, slow breaths, as if the air is moving through a vast ocean inside you. Stay in this space until the mental boundary between the concept of a healer and the healed dissolves completely. The goal is not to aggressively repair the living web inside of you. It is simply to remember that the web was never broken.